Andrew Banis with it on behalf of Mr. Channels, who is present from the Ohio DOC custody, Your Honor.
Channels, can you state your name, please, sir?
Emmanuel Joseph Channels.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, if I may just try to be brief. Your staff was kind enough to just give me a Zoom breakout with Mr. Channels because it's been very difficult to schedule a meeting through the Ohio DOC. During that Zoom breakout,
That was, of course, over my objection, but go ahead.
I did recognize it was a highly unique request and wasn't sure what the result would be. But it was a very positive result, except that Mr. Channels' microphone was not working the entire time. So I was able to read the charges and summarize the discovery to him and tell him he had a right to a preliminary examination, but unfortunately he wasn't able to respond to any of that. So unless he's sure what he wants to do, I have to unfortunately ask for an adjournment.
Well, I don't know that question can even be asked. He could hear you, but he couldn't respond to you.
Correct. And they had someone working on the Polycom, I could see, trying to fix it, but it wasn't fixed. Apparently they worked it out now.
All right. Well, what do we want to do?
Mr. Channels, did you hear what I said?
I would say we can skip the hearing that you was talking about, and I mean we can continue, go ahead. I feel like the hearing is to kind of give me more insight, I guess. So I feel like I'm pretty up to date and understanding of what's going on and what's happening in this courtroom. So I mean, I feel like we could go ahead and skip it if that is the right thing. I don't know. My judge is kind of looking like that's not what the hearing is about.
So, Your Honor, I believe what he's saying is he wants to waive his right in both cases to preliminary.
I don't know that's what he said. I don't think he knows what he wants to do.
May I have an adjournment, Your Honor, and I'll do my best to not have to drive.
I feel like I understand what is in the hearing is basically to give me more insight on the case, right? Or is that wrong?
No.
Okay.
It's to determine whether or not there's probable cause to believe that a crime was committed and that you committed them, and whether or not you should stand trial.
Okay. Well,
yeah, when said that way, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we can move along. I feel like I want to waive my rights. I feel I'm a man that want to take responsibility of what I did, and I know I did that. So
think about the offenses. Sir, here's what I'm going to do, because I got to make sure that you understand exactly what you're doing. I understand that counsel's tried to communicate with you. That wasn't as successful as we'd like it to be. So I'm going to adjourn the probable cause, finding good cause to do so.
Thank you.
Given the circumstances, I'll adjourn it out. How much time did you need, counsel? 3 or 4 weeks.
I mean,
I would say,
excuse me,
3 weeks.
Your Honor. I ain't trying to interrupt you or nothing, but I'm literally sitting here saying that I understand what's going on, and I'm taking accountability for what I did, and I did commit those crimes. So I'm just being honest, like.
I hear you, but
yes, sir.
What we're going to do is we're going to do it my way.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to adjourn it out so you can speak with counsel and make sure all of your rights are protected. Okay.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. March 7th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir. Calls the case People versus Irvin Tolliver.
Edward Drukas on behalf of Irvin Tolliver.
Irvin Tolliver.
Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, I had an opportunity to meet with him prior to the docket today, and he expressed that he wants to seek an adjournment to obtain counsel. I'd be asking for 4 weeks
Mr. Tolliver, you want to hire your own counsel? Is that it?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an adjournment for that purpose. This is the only adjournment you'll get for that purpose. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference, March 14th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus DeAndre Brandon.
Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Oh, they're not out yet. Court does call, I'll pass that one. Court does call the case, People versus John, is it Albach?
Yes, Your Honor. Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Erica Julian appearing on behalf of John Obuck. He's being collected. He had another Zoom court at the exact same time that he was,
Oh,
he had a 9:20 with Romulus. Thank you. Karen, today is the date and time set for probable cause conference. There's not an offer in this matter. We're asking to set up a preliminary exam.
discovery complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
When is, it's 27th, really?
Yeah.
People have their witnesses available the 27th. Sir, you need to take your hands out of your pockets, please.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination will be set in person February 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Barr. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court recalls the case, People State of Michigan versus DeAndre Brandon.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
And Edward Drukas on behalf of DeAndre Brandon. Your Honor, at this time, I'd
State your name, please, sir.
DeAndre Brandon.
Thank you.
like to set this for a preliminary examination. I do have the discovery in this matter.
All discoveries complete.
To my knowledge, yes, Your Honor.
People would have their witnesses available the 27th.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person will be set February 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Washington.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond continued. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Ryan Thompson.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Erica Julian appearing on behalf of Ryan Thompson.
Your name, sir?
Ryan Thompson, sir.
May we briefly approach?
Fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, the initial thing is you're looking to set this matter for a preliminary examination.
I am, Your Honor. We are seeking a preliminary exam date, and then I would request to make a bond motion.
Do you have this discovery complete?
As far as I can tell, Your Honor.
People would have their witnesses available the 27th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person will be set February 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Barr. As to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. So there is a no contact order with Ryan's wife, Christy Thompson. She's the subject of count 2. And I believe that she's present in the courtroom today and would like to address this part. Of course, you understand this case arose out of a U of M football tailgate out at the golf course Labor Day weekend for their opening game, I believe. And the whole context of the case is that Ryan and Christy have 5 children under the age of 4. There are twins in there. and that one of them, a 4-year-old, had gone missing essentially. And then there was a big heightened emotional, lots of stuff that came out of that. And then ultimately what wound up being these criminal charges that we're undergoing due process for. So after the child was found, he was gone for about half an hour. There were a lot of allegations that started flying back and forth. And CPS became involved regarding the potential health of the family. They live in Lenawee County. They're from Morenci. And so CPS has been involved since September with them. And there is a probate case that's going on over there regarding the health of their family. CPS, I spoke with a worker. He would really like the opportunity to be able to work with them together. That they have, due to the no contact order, they are unable to try to reunify the family, which is what their goal is over in Lenawee County. And so in order to affect that, we are asking for the no non-consensual contact to be lifted. I believe that.
But the people don't have any knowledge of that, do you?
Oh,
The Lenawee County matter?
no, Your Honor. It's my understanding, speaking with the CPS worker, that they do.
That who does?
Whether it's Ms. Barossa or anybody else from the People's Office, that there's been contact between the DHS attorney as well as the people. That was my understanding. But obviously, if Ms. Barossa doesn't have that information, then she does not. So, Your Honor, so a no non-consensual contact would still allow Ms. Thompson to have.
Okay. I'm not going to change it, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to change it until all that information can get to the people. They can analyze that information and then be able to make an entire recommendation regarding bond to the court, along with yourself. I'm not going to try to make a decision on something like this in the dark. So what I'm going to suggest to you is you get the information to the people. If they have it, then they need to find it, file a written motion, we'll set it, and I'll hear it. I don't have a problem doing that, but
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to stab around in the dark trying to do that. And actually, it won't be before me. You're going to have to raise it before Judge Barr.
I will do that, Your Honor. I'll file a written motion and ask to have it heard at preliminary exam.
So at this time, bond with its conditions will continue.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Devion Copeland.
Good morning, I'm Robert J. Cole on behalf of Mr. Copeland. Mr. Copeland, would you state your name for the record?
Devion Copeland.
Judge, about 4 o'clock yesterday, I was appointed on this matter. I don't have any discovery. It's easy for me to say I'd like to adjourn this 2 weeks because I have a trial in circuit court next week. That being said, I am requesting a 2-week adjournment. And I'm wondering if the court would entertain putting this young man on tether pending that 2-week adjournment.
Any response from the people regarding that?
No, Mr. Kilwald and I spoke with him. I believe he's being held on a circuit court violation of probation. His bond in this case.
So he's not even being held on this case?
Yeah, his bond on this case is 1,010%. He's being held on a warrant on a violation of probation on a circuit court.
No bond.
I don't know what the bond is, but
that's what's holding.
his bond is
Judge, just for my clients, and again, I apologize for not knowing this beforehand, but he said he did pay the $100 bond in this one. He said he's going to be released on tether. When do you believe you're going to be released on tether in the circuit court?
Hopefully today. And why am I hearing this? He's already paid the bond on this case.
not getting credit now.
You want to ask if you don't get.
What is 2 weeks out?
You want to ask it.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can we pass this matter, Judge, real quick?
Don't pass it.
What?
Okay, Judge, we'll keep everything as it is.
That's
I
what
get-
I was going to do anyway.
Can I get a
good.
2-week adjournment, Judge?
February 29, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll come and see you.
Court calls the case, People versus John Boyer.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I have
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Elman.
Robert Elman with and on behalf of Mr. Boyer, who is here over Zoom. I would like to start by saying happy late Valentine's Day to you.
That's a lot more coming from you than it does Miss Ann. I just want you to know that.
Your Honor, I will start by saying this. As you can see, Mr. Boyer is present over Zoom. After our last court hearing, I did discuss with him the importance of being here in person. Unfortunately, his ride to court this morning got into a car accident and he has been unable to obtain a ride. However, he is still here in some sense, and for purposes of today, there is some outstanding discovery still there. This incident allegedly occurred at the bowling alley in Chelsea, and we're waiting on some potential security camera footage. So I was going to just be asking for an adjournment today anyway, so I would still make that request.
How much time do you need?
Do you have any thoughts on that?
At least 2 weeks, please.
At least 2 weeks. Why don't we do March 7th? Probable cause conference, March 7th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize. I just calendar
And what?
and I have a conflict. Unfortunately, Your Honor, I'll have to be in Oakland County that morning. And as you know, I'd much rather be here, but I cannot be two places at once.
March 14th. You good on that date?
It's the day after my birthday, Your Honor. It works for me.
Is it? You're in March, baby?
I am.
Me too. That's why I like you. All
There we
right.
go.
You are? Okay, some bad things happened. No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's it. What's your birthday? 16th. Same as my daughter. Okay.
That's gotta count. So.
It does. It does. It now makes you a special person. All right. Court calls the case. People versus Man Davis.
Prosecuting attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Edward Lucas on behalf of Mayor David.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, at this time, we'd like to set this for a preliminary exam.
Discovery complete?
To my knowledge, yes, Your Honor.
Was this wasn't one of the ones that was Washington, was it?
I can address.
People would have their witnesses available the 27th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Seriously. Preliminary examination will be set February 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Barr. Bond will continue.
I do
Yes.
have one matter
Yes.
relevant for bond. We would be requesting that the defendant's jail phone privileges be revoked at this time. I have notes from interns showing that the defendant has been contacting the victim personally via jail calls. He's also been contacting other individuals. And other individuals have been contacting the victim by calling and leaving messages and asking her not to come to court and to accept the defendant's calls from jail. My victim advocate tallied that he tried to call the victim 8 times between February 8th and February 12th. And the reason we're not just asking for her phone number to be blocked is because he is relying on other individuals in order to contact the victim as well.
Your Honor, I have not heard any of these phone calls. She did allow me the courtesy of telling me that yesterday about these phone calls, but I haven't heard them. So without having the evidence in front of me, it's hard for me to argue about trying to have them revoked, but I just ask that you would allow them to stay in place. I have instructed them not to have any conversations with anybody.
Defendant's phone privileges are hereby revoked pending a hearing. You can have that hearing or try to set that hearing before Judge Barr at the time of the preliminary examination, but as of this point, his phone privileges are revoked. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Gerald Turner.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Robert Ellman with and on behalf of Mr. Turner, who is here present in person.
Your name?
Gerald Turner.
All right.
Your Honor, today's date and time set for the probable cause conference in this matter. I've spoken with the people. I am still waiting on discovery in this case. The people have made an offer, but I do need time to review the discovery with my client before he can make a fully informed decision on that offer.
I don't have any more of those. The preliminary exam.
Sure.
How much time did you need?
Your Honor, if we could, I would just ask that we set this again for March 14th.
That objection, probable cause conference, March 14th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Christopher Gustafson.
And good morning, Your Honor. One more time, Robert Ellman, here with and on behalf of Mr. Gustafson.
Your name, sir?
Christopher James Gustafson.
Thank you. What are we doing?
Your Honor, at this time, I do believe discovery is complete, and I'd like to set this matter for a preliminary examination.
People would have their witnesses available the 27th.
I believe so.
Preliminary examination, February 27, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next.
Bond will continue.
Your Honor, may I address bond briefly?
May.
Mr. Gustafson is currently in custody right now for failure to appear at our last court date. I believe bond is set at 10,000, 10%. He does have another pending case where he is released on bond on a GPS tether. I believe that tether would handle any concerns that we would have about Mr. Gustafson appearing. So, and also, Your Honor, the day before court, Mr. Gustafson's grandmother, unfortunately became very ill and passed away. His sister was his ride to court that day, and unfortunately, she, instead of taking.
How did he come back into custody?
My sister, oh, sorry, can I talk?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, my sister, called them to come pick me up because I had a warrant. But,
So they,
no more new charges.
so it's
So he didn't turn himself in.
No.
he,
Okay, that answers it. You got anything else to say?
Your Honor, as I was saying, and I understand, but his sister was his ride to court, and she.
Same sister that turned him in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, things went south.
Well,
Go ahead.
so I was, needing a place to stay because, recently, okay.
So, yeah, I don't want you to say too much, okay?
Okay.
So, Your Honor, again, he is on a GPS tether already for another case, and I think that would ensure his ability to get to court. And as you've just heard, his sister seems very invested in making sure that he now takes care of this as well. So I would ask that he either have a bond reduction or you release him on a PR bond with a tether.
He failed to show up for his hearing on the 25th. So I don't need a response from the people. He didn't turn himself in. So motion for bond reduction is denied. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day, Your Honor.
You do the same, sir. Court calls the case People versus Ames Bishop.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Ames Bishop. If you can see me.
Okay.
Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment. There is some outstanding video that we are waiting on.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned February 29th, 2024. 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you.
Thank.
Thank you. Court calls the case. People versus, is it Zakila Hill Witset?
We're ready in this matter.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Jake Kilwald. Your Honor, I'm on case 24F1008.
Good morning. I'm gonna assume the box of Valentine's Day chocolates I sent you didn't arrive.
They did not. They did not.
Anyway, out of love in this court this morning, Judge.
One Brown Deputy Chief Public Defender appearing with on behalf of Ms. Hill Whitsett.
On these cases.
Just go ahead and put your name.
Actually, they did arrive.
Tell the judge your name.
Zakila Hill, what's that?
Alan ate them.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Let's adjourn and I'll come and talk to you. Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Ballinger, he's sick. So I'm gonna thank Mr. J. Mr. Ballinger.
No, I'll wait.
Judge, in these matters, we're going to set this for exam, and we may have a resolution prior to that. We'll notify the prosecutor, but as of today, we're setting these matters for exam.
Is all discovery complete?
As far as we
Yes,
know.
Your Honor.
Well, is there any objection to that process from the people? Because your witnesses are going to be coming. I mean, I'm not.
Risk of being embarrassed. What resolution?
Oh,
Who did you talk to?
Judge,
that changes things.
here's the thing, Judge. Can we just set this for exam? If I will, if this court sets out a couple weeks, I will notify the prosecutor within a week if there's any resolution. Judge,
Oh, okay.
can we just set it for exam?
Mr. Brown, is that what you want?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm gonna do, this is not the normal way we do it, but discovery is complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Would the people have their witnesses available on the 27th?
I believe so. Thank you.
I will be letting Judge Washington know that this matter should be going because they're not supposed to be set for exam unless you're ready to go. But it sounds to me like you're still trying to negotiate, which you should be doing at this stage.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination will be set in person, February 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Washington.
Thank you.
And continue.